My life turned into a lie, and the day my husband found that Tinder profile on my phone, that day my world came crashing down. But here's the truth, I didn't do anything wrong. Can you believe that your past life could come back and destroy everything you've built? That's exactly what happened to me, and what my husband did after that. Nobody saw it coming. Stay with me till the end because this story has a twist that will leave you speechless. Hey everyone, welcome back to HeartStrings Stories, where we share real stories that touch your heart and make you think. I'm here to tell you my story today, and trust me, it's one you won't forget. Before we begin, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our stories. And if this story resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means everything to us. Alright, let's dive into my story. My name is Sarah, and 5 years ago, I thought I had finally found my happily ever after. I met David at a coffee shop in downtown Seattle. He was charming, successful, and everything I'd ever wanted in a partner. After a whirlwind romance of 8 months, he proposed, and I said yes without a second thought. But what David didn't know, what I never told him, was about my past. You see, before I met David, my life was different. I was a completely different person. I was wild, carefree, and honestly a bit reckless. I had relationships that meant nothing. I partied every weekend and I lived like there was no tomorrow. And yes, I had dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, you name it. I was on them all. But then something changed. I turned 30 and suddenly I looked at my life and didn't recognize the person staring back at me in the mirror. I was exhausted from the meaningless connections, the empty nights, and the constant search for something I couldn't even name. So I made a decision. I deleted all my apps, cut ties with that lifestyle, and decided to become the person I truly wanted to be. I went to therapy, focused on my career, and worked on myself every single day. That's when I met David, and with him, I felt like I had finally found real love, real connection, real peace. We got married in a beautiful ceremony in the summer. His family loved me, my family loved him, and everything felt perfect. We bought a house together, adopted a dog named Charlie, and started talking about having kids. I thought my past was buried. I thought I could just move forward and never look back. I was wrong. It was a regular Tuesday evening about 3 months ago. David and I were sitting on the couch watching some random Netflix show. My phone was on the coffee table and I had gone to the kitchen to make popcorn. When I came back, David's face was completely white, his hands were shaking, and my phone was in his hand. "What is this, Sarah?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. My heart dropped. "What are you talking about?" He turned the screen toward me, and there it was, my old Tinder profile active with messages from random guys. I felt like the ground had disappeared beneath my feet. "David, I can explain." "Explain what?" he shouted, standing up. "Explain why you've been cheating on me? Explain why my wife has an active Tinder profile with messages from other men?" "I'm not cheating. I deleted that app years ago. I don't understand how." But he wasn't listening. He threw my phone on the couch and walked out of the room. That night, he slept in the guest room, and for the next 3 days, he barely spoke to me. I was desperate. I went through my phone trying to figure out what happened, and then I found it, buried deep in my app settings. The Tinder app was there, but I never reinstalled it. I checked my email and found reactivation notifications from 2 weeks ago. Someone had reactivated my account, but it wasn't me. I tried to show David the evidence, tried to explain that I hadn't touched that app in years, but he wouldn't believe me. He was convinced I was lying, that I was covering my tracks. "If you didn't do it, then who did?" he asked coldly. That's when I started thinking, who would want to destroy my marriage? Who had access to my old information? And then it hit me, Jessica, David's ex-girlfriend. Jessica and David had dated for 3 years before me. When we got engaged, she showed up at his office begging him to reconsider. She told him I wasn't good enough for him, that he was making a mistake. David had cut all contact with her after that, but I always had a feeling she wasn't done. A few weeks before the Tinder incident, I had received a friend request from a profile that looked like a spam account. Stupidly, I accepted it because it claimed to be a distant cousin. I realize now that might have given someone access to my old information. I hired a private investigator. I know it sounds dramatic, but my marriage was falling apart and I needed proof. What the investigator found shocked even me. Jessica had created a fake profile, befriended me, and somehow accessed my old Tinder login information. She reactivated my account and started messaging random men, making it look like I was actively cheating. But here's where it gets even crazier. She had been planning this for months. The investigator found evidence of her researching ways to expose cheating spouses and had even joined online forums discussing how to reveal someone's true nature. When I showed David the evidence, I thought he would apologize. I thought he would realize he'd made a terrible mistake. Instead, he said something that shattered me even more. Maybe this is a sign, Sarah. Maybe I never really knew who you were. The fact that you had that kind of past. Maybe Jessica was right about you all along. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The man I loved, the man I had built a life with, was judging me for the person I used to be, not the person I had become. 2 weeks later, David filed for divorce. He told his family and friends that I had been cheating on him. He showed them the Tinder profile but conveniently left out the part about Jessica's involvement. My reputation was destroyed. My in laws stopped talking to me. Even some of my own friends questioned whether I was telling the truth. The divorce proceedings were brutal. David wanted the house, the car, everything. His lawyer painted me as a serial cheater who had deceived him from the beginning, but I wasn't going down without a fight. I submitted all the evidence from the private investigator to the court. I showed the timeline of Jessica's actions, the fake profile she created, and the digital footprint proving I hadn't accessed that Tinder account in over 5 years. The judge looked at everything carefully, and then in the final hearing, something unexpected happened. Jessica was called to testify under oath. When presented with all the evidence, she broke down and admitted everything. She confessed that she had been obsessed with getting David back, that she couldn't stand seeing him happy with me. The courtroom went silent. David's face turned red. He looked at me, and for the first time in months, I saw regret in his eyes. But it was too late. The judge ruled in my favor. I got the house, a significant portion of our savings, and a restraining order against Jessica. But you know what hurt the most? It wasn't the divorce. It wasn't the public humiliation or the betrayal. It was the fact that the man I loved couldn't trust me, couldn't believe in me, couldn't see past a version of me that no longer existed. After everything was finalized, David tried to reach out. He sent messages apologizing, saying he made a mistake, that he should have believed me. But some broken things can't be fixed, so here I am today, 6 months after the divorce was finalized. I'm living in the house we bought together, but now it's just mine. Charlie the dog stayed with me. At least someone remained loyal. I've learned so much from this experience. I learned that your past doesn't define you, but some people will never let you outgrow it. I learned that trust is fragile and that even the strongest love can crumble when doubt takes root. But most importantly, I learned that I deserve someone who loves all of me, including the person I used to be and the person I've become. David reached out again last month. He's dating someone new, but apparently it's not working out. He said he realizes now what he lost, that I was the best thing that ever happened to him. I didn't respond. Because sometimes the greatest revenge is simply moving on and being happy. As for Jessica, she faced legal consequences for her actions, identity theft and harassment charges. I hope she gets the help she needs. And me, I'm rebuilding. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm focusing on my career, spending time with friends who actually support me, and learning to love myself fully, past, present, and future. My past doesn't scare me anymore. It made me who I am today. And I'm done apologizing for that. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever felt judged for your past or struggled with trust in a relationship, please know you're not alone. Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. This community is here to support each other. Don't forget to hit that like button if this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to HeartStrings Stories for more real life experiences that matter. Remember, your past is just a chapter, not your whole story. Keep writing your next page. Until next time, take care of your hearts, everyone.